How's it going, everybody? And welcome to episode number 48 of the Manager Mode 2.0 series here on FIFA 16. It's my year two review, and you might have noticed I don't have a guest today because my schedule has been kind of hectic these past week and going to look pretty hectic working night shifts, so I won't be able to coordinate with my good buddy Matt 10 on this one, so. Will just be me talking about what went wrong for us this season and just talk about, we'll go through the tables, we'll kind of go through the squads quickly, and I'll answer any questions anybody has um, and go from there. So I want to start out here just looking at the objectives for this season. These were the objectives that the board set for us. And as you can see, this year wasn't very kind to us for primary objectives. We raised the bar after last season, finishing mid-table. We asked for a little bit more money, and we said we'd fight for promotion. And it looked like for a majority of the season, we were going to be in the fight for the promotion spot. But unfortunately, the last 3 months of the season were very unkind to us. I believe we only had, in those 3 months, probably 2 or 3 wins, all in about a win a month. So that's why I think at one point we were third after the January window, and then at the end of the season we ended up in 11th place. So a very hard fall from grace. Lots of factors could have contributed to it. But unfortunately we won't get that bonus, that 1-star bonus for completing our primary objective. However, we did complete the secondary objective, which was our cup run, specifically the FA Cup run, where we got to the round of 16 before getting knocked out by Barnley. And really, for me, that was the turning point of the season for us, because we were on such a momentum. We weren't scoring a lot of goals, but our defense was solid enough. As long as we could grind out results. After that loss, though, it was really demoralized the team, and Ted really couldn't rally the troops after that point, because I believe that was beginning of February, right after, it was about the same time the January transfer rule closed. We played that Burnley match, and they smoked us pretty hard. I think we just set our hopes too high on moving forward against the championship side in Burnley, but. Yeah, after that, it was kind of a disappointing season. So, all right, let's quickly go through the tables real quick and kind of see how the rest of the world panned out here. Here is how League Two ended. You can see Luton Town were the dominant champions this season. They had absolutely a stormy campaign. You can see the goals they scored, 78 goals, 35 defensively. They were right behind us as far as defense goes. They were a very tough team, a goal differential 43, so they were definitely head and shoulders above everybody after a disappointing year one for them. Leyton Orient, York City actually got promoted as well. York City kind of came out of nowhere towards the end and pressed up for that last automatic promotion spot. Pippin Stevenage there. And then for the playoffs, I can't confirm that it was AFC Wimbledon that reached that won promotion out of the playoff group. So those are your 4 teams going up. Okay, and here's your FA Cup final. You can see Spurs beat West Bromwich Albion for the FA Cup final 2-1. Capital One Cup, as you can see here, it falls to Manchester United, who beat Swansea City in the finals. Paint Trophy, we look here, it'll be a Peterborough that win at that over Walsall. And here's just confirmation again of the Sky 2 League 2 playoffs. You can see AFC Wimbledon took on Oxford United in the finals there at Wembley. The Super Cup, obviously, this was played at the beginning of the year between Man United, and who won the Champions League last season, and Spurs. As you can see there, they went to penalties, and Man United were the eventual champions there. Champions League final. As you can see, it was Barcelona versus Bayern Munich. Barcelona wins 1-0 over Bayern Munich. Your Europa League final was actually contested between 2 Serie A teams, and it's Napoli who edge out Roma there, 2-1 in the finals. The Confederations Cup is underway here. You can see here's the final 4. It looks like Argentina and Brazil are getting ready to face off. Germany just knocked off, I believe that's Australia. Here is the table for the BPL, how it ended year 2. You can see Chelsea were the champions in a very close contest between Arsenal. Take a look at the League Championship Series. Year 1, Leicester City got knocked down to the championship. Then this year, and in year 2, they won the title and the championship. They're back up to the Premier League. League 1 was won by Bristol City. They're moving up to the championship. Good stuff there. Take a look at League 1 and an upset, you could say. St. Etienne pips PSG for the title. Bundesliga, and it goes to Bayern Munich on goal differential. They actually tied with Wolfsburg this season. Looking at the Italian league now, wow, it looks like Juventus win it yet again. Another league title goes to them. And we'll quickly take a look at Spain here as the final big league to look at. Barcelona win the Liga BBVA pretty comfortably. So we'll try to go through these quickly here. You can see we'll just start from the back, work our way up. Goalkeeper Riley Taylor was our new designated number 1 for this season. And actually, you can see he broke the record set by Day last season for clean sheets. He had 23. Now, albeit he did have, 49 starts. And yeah, we relied on him heavy. He did a good job there, but towards the end, he was struggling. But it'd be interesting to see what's going to happen with him, because I imagine when you win goalkeeper of the year in League 2, you're going to get some offers. So Taylor could be somebody who may be shipping out next summer if we get a good enough offer like we did for Day. So we may be in the market to look for another goalkeeper. Our second keeper was Elliot Justham, who we got on transfer from Luton Town. He was just a player we needed to fill a gap after Day left, and he did a good job. He actually made a nice run in the FA Cup for us. He started all 6 of our FA Cup matches, so got 3 clean sheets, was actually really solid in the back. I was kind of surprised, so good stuff there. Adrian O'Kelly's on loan right now to Fleetwood Town, so that's where he's at. He's grown a little bit. Only played 3 matches, but not bad. Suamzi, our designated captain for this season, did all right. He shared some time there with our lone player Kinsella, but he was sent off. Not bad, only 2 assists. Did okay. He looks to be solid. Going to be our starting right back for next season as well. Partridge. Had some trouble getting him on the pitch because of our depth at center back, and I'll go over that a bit more when we talk about the other players. But he kind of got lost in the shuffle a little bit, but he finally got some playing time towards the end of the season. Actually did pretty well, and right now it looks like he may be sticking around. Right now I don't have any plans to sell him, but if he does become unhappy again, then maybe we'll ship him out. Now we take a look at Andrew Hughes here. He is my number 1 center back, or number 2, I should say. Had a really good year, I felt. I've really enjoyed using this player. He's grown quite a bit since I first got him at the club. You can see he feels like he's underpaid. And right now I have a surplus of center backs, and I need to get rid of at least one of them this next summer. Hughes is not the one I want to get rid of, but it's kind of, if he's not happy and he wants more money, then, we'll probably have to listen to some offers elsewhere. Pearson, who we kept from Accrington Stanley last summer. I think that was kind of towards the end of the deadline, the summer window. Actually just pipped him. And actually, he's not the fastest guy in the world. He's kind of one of my slower center backs, but man, he is a very good defender. End of the season pretty strong here. He's really happy with the way he's turned out. He's the solid number 1 center back for Ted. It was a little slow at times for him, but at the beginning, getting acclimated to the team. But I think he's starting to fit in pretty well now, being a leader of that back line. SEM, who we got on free transfer from Leyton Orient at the start of year 2. Again, he was kind of sharing minutes between Hughes and Pearson. At times he looked pretty decent. I mean, he's pretty happy with the club, but his form is definitely, out of the 3 main center backs, he was probably the worst one stat wise, and his form is pretty bad. So he's going to be a possibility to ship out if we can't come to agreement on the Hughes deal. But yeah, that's that. Parcell, he's our young center back in the pipeline for the future. He got his fair share of playing time. A little bit undersized, but not bad. I thought he did it. At times he played very well. So I don't have any intent of selling him just yet. So, but he just ended the season on some bad run of form, which is a bit unfortunate for him. Okay, Scott Tanzer. You can see he was our lone player we got at left back, and he actually earned the #1 spot. And we actually went out and bought him on a loan. We got a loan to buy deal, and I can't confirm, we have signed Tanzer for next season. We've agreed to the buy now fee. I believe it was, I can't remember the number off the top of my head. It did it earlier in the off season. But yeah, he's coming to Newport County full time next season from Rochdale, and I thought he did a good job. I think it took him a while to find his role in that back line, but I think he's a step up from the other left back, which is Scott Barrow. Barrow kind of shared the playing time with Tanzer. He was a bit upset to get debunked as the #1. He is getting up there in age of 28 compared to Tanzer's 22, and he's less overall. Another player we're considering shipping out next season, just because I don't need 2 first-team left backs, so give an opportunity to maybe a younger left back. John Calvo Jardim was a youth academy player we just called up right at the end of the season. He was, I think, right at May, he was wanting playing time, wanting to get out of the academy. So we signed him up, 17-year-old CDM. Very great, showing great potential. You see, he was a good find. He's from Portugal, another academy product for Ted Lasso. Looks to be a good anchor, and he's going to look to be part of the rotation for next season. Mr. Cunha. Cunha was our first academy signing Ted ever made from Brazil, and he played a fair share of matches this season. You could see he ended up with 7 goals, 7 assists. His production did kind of wane there towards the end of the season, but I thought he did pretty good. As he came at the start of the year, he was really good. You can see he's probably our highest valued player in the club right now at 17. Grew 3. Just here's a quick look at his stats. You can see we haven't trained him on anything. It's just been the games he's played. He's really gotten better technically on the ball. He's still a bit undersized for my liking, but he makes up for it with his control of the ball, as you could say, and he's going to be looking to be the first team right midfielder for next season. Xavier Aragona, another youth academy player we signed from Spain. He came on, I think, early in year 2, or maybe towards the midpoint, probably. No, we signed him in the winter. After the winter, we signed him up. Another great right midfielder. He's not that far off from Cunha as far as stats wise. He's not a bad player. He's a similar player, not quite as polished as you can see as Cunha, and he did take a bit of a knock there for a few months. So, but interesting to see. He's going to be part of the rotation for next season. Osadembe, you can see he was our midfielder we signed from Gillingham, I believe, in year 1 winter transfer window. And you can see 7 goals, 2 assists. He was hurt a lot this season, and it seems to be kind of a running thing with him. He's getting injured quite frequently, and it's really stunning his growth. He finally grew one overall. He's been stuck at 59 forever. I didn't think he'd grow. He still has that special something potential. 20 years old, still very young, still got a lot of miles left in him. Just hopefully he can avoid the injury. He's going to be kind of one of the stalwarts maybe in the midfield next season. But so far, I'm pretty happy with Osadembe. He scored some wonderful goals this season and when he was on the pitch. Owens Evans, you could see he was kind of mired deep in the depth chart. He got a lot of playing time, which with all the injuries and just the number of matches back to back, he got a lot of chance to play. Grew actually by 4 this season. Very nicely done there. Actually gotten a goal and assist. He's going to be a decent player, but the problem with him is he's very low overall, and I've got a lot of youth academy players coming up in that midfield role, so he may get lost in the shuffle. Might be going out on loan next season. We'll see. Because he's still got age on his side. So if we don't have a spot for him, we could ship him out next season for a little bit for a loan spell. Okay, this was the big one. Mark Byrne. You can see 47 matches. He scored 3 goals in all competitions with 1 assist. Not exactly the numbers I was hoping for Byrne. Byrne was supposed to be the anchor of my midfield. He's my oldest player in the midfield, or one of my oldest players in the midfield. And he played so well for us last season, and for most of this season he played pretty well, but man, towards that last 3-month run where we stunk up, he actually was doing pretty bad and actually got unsettled at the club. There was a lot of rumors flying around that he wants to leave. He claims he's homesick. He's kind of come up to Ted and talked about wanting to leave, And honestly, I think it's probably best we part ways with Mark Byrne. Like I said, one thing we do have in abundance for next season is depth at midfield, and we may be looking to get rid of somebody like Mark Byrne because, if he doesn't want to be here, there's no sense of me keeping him here. Because for 3 goals and an assist, I need a little bit more production out of that midfielder. Yan the man, as you can see, his contract is expiring. He had 39 appearances, 3 goals and 3 assists. A very good player when he comes on. He just kind of came on that role from the bench, but he's wanting first team minutes and first team pay. And unfortunately, he's going to be let go from the club here in the next season. So I do wish him the best of luck. I've always enjoyed playing with Yan the man, but his time at Newport County has come officially to an end. And then we start getting in the left midfielders. Lito, he was kind of our primary left winger this season, along with Rodman. You can see his contract is set to expire as well, but you can see the production, he only, in 44 matches, he scored 1 goal and 4 assists. You can see the pattern starting to develop here. My offensive players, especially my midfielders, I really expect my wingers to be more heavy in the contributing to setting up for goals, or scoring them themselves. But, Alito definitely tailed off towards the end of the season. I just, for the physical stats that he does have, he's a good player, but he just doesn't produce like I'd imagine he would. And unfortunately, it came down to he wanted a lot of money he wanted basically double what he was making now. And for 1 goal, only scoring 1 goal in a season, you don't deserve that money. And again, wingers, we have a lot of young wingers coming up that actually have higher overalls than him. So it was just a pretty easy choice to let Alito go. So I wish him best of luck in the future. Alex Rodman. Now, there was a lot of debate on Rodman. I know last season I said I preferred Alito over Rodman. I was kind of looking to see if I could ship Rodman out because he was a bit slower and older than Alito. And some people questioned, like, oh, you're kidding. Rodman was clearly the better choice. And actually this season, I would agree. Rodman was better than Alito. Rodman was much more consistent. You can see at 30 years old, he still grew 2 by 2. The bad news with Rodman is, you look at the numbers. Only 2 assists all year. And granted, he was kind of sharing some minutes with Alito, with Cunha, and all those guys, but you got to produce. That's just the bottom line. So really, it's just kind of from a production standpoint, we didn't re-sign him for next season, so he's going to be leaving the club as well. Part of this has to do with our wage budget and how small our wage budget is. So I had a lot of players contracts coming up this season, and I knew a lot of them we're just gonna have to let go at the end of the year just because we can't afford to re-sign them. And I'm not gonna re-sign a guy that only gets 2 assists in the league in a season. Cristobal Cabrera is a youth player, Spanish winger. We signed up late in year one, and so he's kind of been down in the depth chart a little bit. I'm pretty pleased with him, but he, like I said, 18 matches, only 1 assist. He was okay. I think he's still got to get some training to catch up to where he needs to be. He looks to be kind of a rotational player for next season. Might be possibly going out on loan as well. We'll see, but not a bad little player. You can check his stats here. You see how much he grew. I have started training him a little bit more towards the end of the year, and that's why his technical stats gone up so high. But not a bad little player. So Nathan Ralph, we'll go over real quick. Again, he just didn't produce like he did last season. It seems to be the story with this team. Like all the guys that were producing for me just kind of didn't do the job this year. 2 goals and 4 assists. So actually, he did better than Alito and Rodman in that respect. Again, it was kind of he just turned 24 in the January window, and he just got picked up by Hartlepool. Was a little disappointed. I just couldn't re-sign him at that point because our budget was looking pretty tight, and I had to make sure I focused on players. Like example, I forgot to mention Cunha. Cunha's contract was up at this season, so we did re-sign him. He is back in the squad for next season, and like some other guys as well. But Nathan Ralph was a guy I was planning on keeping around. I was going to out of all the wingers, him and Cunha were going to be re-signed, but unfortunately he got shipped out, free transfer to Hartlepool. Aaron Collins was our 4th choice striker this season. Ended the season on a bad form, unfortunately, and just kind of frustration with red cards and stuff like that. But you can see he grew up to 4 overall this season. But 11, the goal scoring tally, 11 goals and 3 assists. He led the team in goals through all competitions this season, and that's kind of a sign that we got some work. We got to fix some things around here. But his deal did expire this year as well. We did renew it because he does have some potential in him. It's not the best potential in the world, but he can fill that role as a rotational player for Ted going forward. But and plus when he's on, he's scoring pretty decent goals. So plan to keep him on the squad for a few more years. Harrison, you can see his stats: 35 goals, 6 goals, 6 assists. Frustrating player. Again, he only grew 1 this season. It didn't look like he was going to grow, but I mean, the guy has the physical tools to play, and he has stat-wise, he's my best finisher. But man, you can see he had a lot of chances where he missed. He just wasn't clinical enough in that, and yeah, he's just not producing like I would expect a number 1 striker for my club to be in League 2. However, he's still with us for a few more years. I'm not looking to get rid of him just yet. I think he can still do the role, but I think he just needs better service to him in the box. And I think that helps if we do some changes in the midfield and his strike partnership as well. Scott Bowden, you could see, take a look at his stats. Last year, he was our leading goal scorer, and this year he kind of started to fall off a little bit. Didn't grow at all. He was kind of our 3rd choice striker for most of the year. 6 goals, 3 assists. Not bad. I thought he played pretty well when he did come in at times, but we didn't really see the brilliance like we did in year 1 with him, where he was just kind of that fox in the box, poaching goals. We saw that more from Collins this season than we did Bowden. He's still in the squad for a while yet. Possibility that we may sell him. He's we're gonna shop him around a bit, I think, just to see what interest we can get, and it's mostly just for contract's sake, just freeing up our wages. John Lewis, you could see another guy, 7 goals, 3 assists. He was looking pretty good until he got hurt, which is a bit of a shame. It was part of our slump run there at the end of the season. Him and Harrison both got hurt with long injuries, elbows and broken knees or something like that. He's going to Barnet on free transfers, so John Lewis was a solid player for us for 2 years, pretty consistent goal scorer. Never going to be the number one guy, but a solid enough guy. But I wish him the best of luck. You can see Diego Nieto from Argentina. I signed him year one. He's still in the squad. My intention is to, if for next season, I think 3 of these guys are going to move up, and I think, let me try to remember. Oh no, Nieto he's going to be the one that stays down, I believe, because I just don't have enough. I have an abundance of midfielders. I'm just going to keep training him in the academy until he's wanting to leave. Not a bad player, just we're kind of top heavy in the midfield going into next year. Mario Guerrieri, who we signed from Italy. He's a cam, 6'2", 76, 82 playmaker. He could be the missing piece we needed, and we definitely were missing a playmaker for us last season. He's going to get signed up to the squad beginning of next season because to fill out some depth roles in the midfield. Looks to be a serviceable player. Niles Mueller, who we signed from Germany, he's probably our best guy in the academy right now. 58 overall right now, and 81, 87 potential. Physically strong center back. Really looking forward to using this guy. I think we're going to sign him up if we sell some center backs. I may try to get him up and maybe try to get him out on a loan deal to get some more experience. Yeah. And then finally, we got Rui Faria, a Brazilian left midfielder who, he's kind of potential-wise, he's kind of the lowest in the academy, but may come up next season for depth purposes to fill out some depth. All right, so now we're going to talk quickly here about the questions I had, and I have one question lined up here. I asked in the last video you guys submit some questions, and if you guys are on Twitch have any questions about the Manager Mode 2.0 series or year 2 in general, would like to just feel free to ask. But here we're going to start out with a question, and it's from Mr. Von Gills on my YouTube channel. He asked, could you go over all the rules you have for Ted? I know you only let him be in preseason tournaments based on how many stars he has, but I'm kind of fuzzy on what that all means. Also, how many scouts? All right. And to answer your question, basically, the rule, I've been meaning to do a video on the rules. I just haven't had time to get around to it. And honestly, I'm still fine-tuning the rules here and there. But I'll try to go over them general here with you guys right now. So to answer your question, star level. Starting out as a manager in year one, you're one star manager, depends on the scout level. And last season we completed every primary objective is 1 star, and every secondary objective is a half a star. So coming into year 2, we were up to 2 stars because we completed our primary, but not our secondary. This season we only got our secondary done, so now we're 2.5 stars. So what does that mean? I quickly got a table here for you guys to look at. This is the table I kind of made about how I determine how many scouts I get, because it's based on the number of stats. You can see a 1-star manager only gets allowed to have 1 GTN scout and 1 U scout and bronze level training. Since going into next year, Ted's going to be at 2.5 stars. You can see he's going to have 3 GTN scouts instead of 2. And an additional youth scout, and he's unlocked the silver level training or the medium training if you're looking at the training screen. But that's what he has unlocked. I mean, this is what I base the star meaning is what it kind of entails. So feel free to use in your career mode. It really makes things interesting, I would say, because you have to. It's more building your manager up so you can get better quality better scouts and youth scouts. I don't have a restriction on quality of scout because you can do that if you want if you want to make the challenge even harder. But basically, it kind of falls back into that wage budget deal. And yes, for preseason tournaments, the manager has the star level. So next year, Ted can only enter 2.5-star preseason tournaments and lower. So if I have a 3-star tournament, I can't enter it. So here's another big rule I keep in the Manager Mode 2.0 series. It retains to the wage sliders. I'm not allowed to have bumps to start my career mode. Any of the attribute bumps you get whenever you start one, and I'm not allowed to adjust the slider in any way. I have to respect the weekly wage budget that the board sets me every season. So I have to build my squad around that budget number. So there could be tons of players I can bring up, but I have to adjust my kind of structure my squad to fit within that budget. Kind of worries me a little bit that Ted might get fired because for 2 years in a row now we finished in 11th place. So, and we told the board this season we really were going to fight for promotion, and we kind of fell flat on our face. So it's going to be interesting to see how the board views this season in general. I mean, if you base it on the FA Cup run, we had a really good year, but the rest of the season, I think we played good for about 3/4 of it. So, guys, I'm going to simulate. I'm going to hit end of the season, and we're going to find out if Ted's staying or going at Newport County for year 3. All right, so here is the performances. Before the season started, the club set you a target to fight for promotion. Actually, we asked for that. It wasn't the season we were hoping for, but it's always going to be tough. The board will be meeting in the near future to evaluate your position of the club. They're happy that we made such a great run on in the FA Cup, but you can see the board's still reviewing. We'll go ahead and hit advance. So the good news is Ted Lasso stayed for year 3 at Newport County. The board decided to keep him. So what does that mean for us going forward? We will have a year 3. I'm hoping I'll get it wrapped up before 17 comes out. Obviously, my schedule's been kind of hectic lately, and just go from there. I will do kind of a preseason year 3 video in the next one, just because from here until the 4th of July weekend, which is coming up for us here in the States, I'm going to be out of town that weekend, which is next week. So, and plus all my night work, I'm not having a lot of time to actually play the game. I'll try to get that video out to you before I leave, but I wouldn't expect any new gameplays until after the 4th of July weekend. But if I get time, I may try to get it done. But yeah, just look forward to it. If you have any questions about, looking into year 3, who do you think we need? I mean, I've shown you kind of what was left from the squad left over. We will talk about some of the new players coming into the squad here from free transfer. I believe we signed 3 players from free transfer last winter, so that are all going to be starters for us this season. You're in year 3, so it's going to be interesting to see how Ted's going to set up the squad. Can we push for that playoff promotion spot? I got to think this is going to be a make or break year for Ted Lasso. If we don't deliver again and we finish mid-table again, I could see Newport County getting rid of us. But that's going to do it for this review of year 2. Look forward to seeing you guys at the year 3 season gets kicked off here in the next couple episodes. But that's going to do it for me, guys. I'd like to thank everyone that is watching the video and has supported my channel. Don't forget, you can follow me at Twitter at IceReaper31 for updates. I try to update that as regular as I can for when I'm doing my live streams on the Twitch channel. Thanks for everyone that follows and subscribes. It really, the growth that I've seen from the channel, even though it's not very huge, it's still pretty cool to see. You guys want to see some actual sim snobbery as far as gameplay goes. I'm pretty committed to having as realistic gameplay as FIFA allows me to have. And just all the mods I use, if you guys use them in your gameplay, that's great. I always looking to improve that with it, always looking for new mods to try. But like I said, I'm gonna wrap this up here. So thanks everyone for watching my year 2 review with Newport County, and I hope to see you guys for year 3 here coming up shortly. So take care, and I'll see you around.